Right guys, welcome down to the final part of the St Andrews course vlogs, and boy oh boy, this is really the business end now. It's got the 17th in, it's got the 18th in, and it is amazing. If you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that like button as well. I'm going to be talking you through some of the holes as well that I'm filling in when the wind was just smashing the camera, also playing in regulation play, so it makes an interesting mix of a course vlog this. But let's see where we're up to at this moment in time.
We're going on to the final 6 holes. This includes the 17th and the 18th hole here at St Andrews. Cannot wait. I think I'm currently 1 over par gross myself. I'm not sure where we are team wise because we're all just enjoying playing. It's like we're just playing this incredible course. So I'm down here with St Andrews 4 Golf, which is Ali, who's kind of playing here as well. We've got 2 comp winners as well, Ross and Charlie. We're having a great time. We've also got Jamie, who's caddying. So let's get into these final holes. Let's finish strongly. Let's see if we can get it under par.
Now this is the 13th hole, and it's actually got some bunkers right in the middle of the fairway called the coffins. So that should give a little bit of an impression about that you don't want to go in them. But with the wind, it was with a hybrid and irons off the tee, just laying up a big bank in the middle of the fairway, and then trying to hit a mid to short iron onto, again, a huge double green. But because the wind was coming more off the right shoulder now, actually trying to hold it near the pin was becoming more difficult. And considering the weather that had been put down, the greens were bouncing so firm and so fast, it really was fantastic. And I actually hit one of my best shots of the day on this hole. Right. A 7-iron from about 190, I think it was, and I just managed to pitch it pretty much right next to the hole, but then it ran through to about 20 foot. It was that type of day.
So I wonder, Jamie's guiding hand actually hit some good shots today. And I think he might be willing to leave St Andrews to come caddy on the PGA North Region Tour. We'll be having a conversation afterwards. Big money available.
And this was one of the big experiences about the course, because the size of the greens, you could putt very, very well, but actually not hold that many putts. Putting at St Andrews is a different type of skill. It's not about just going for the birdies, it's about having your pace down to an absolute T, so you're not 3-putting. If you can go off this course without having many 3-putts, you've done a fantastic job. The 14th hole here, which includes Hell Bunker, just this massive ridiculous bunker, was actually one of the most interesting on the course because it felt like it had been built and it had been made over the course of the centuries. It felt like it had evolved incredibly. Like the last hole at St Andrews looks like it's been there forever, which it has done. But on the 14th here, it looks like it's been different holes at different times, and it's a massive mixture of all these different influences. It's got a wall on the right out of bounds, it's got a big drop off on the left, which I just kind of, you can see I was actually on there, I had to kind of try and hook a hybrid off. But it was just so interesting. It was a fascinating hole.
Hell Bunker. Hello, look at that bad boy. Now that is a proper bunker there. Woo!
Now as you get onto the 15th, you can actually start to see the views of the town again. You can see this kind of blown up perspective here of Charlie and Ross playing. You can kind of see the town there starting to appear in the background. And one of the most interesting things about St Andrews is some of the names that you get. So can you see the names of the bunkers here? So you've got Sutherland's, you've got Rob's, you've also got Miss Granger's Bosom. And because this course has been here for that long, it has so much history, and all these bunkers and all these places have different names attached to them. I think that's wonderful, and it's kind of one of those things that you look at it and like, you know, why is that called this? Why is that called that? Now the 16th here, this was one of my favourite driving holes as well. There's a fence down the right hand side with the out of bounds, and it really kind of concentrates the mind if you want to hit the fairway. And I did, which is probably why it's one of my favourite holes. And then I also hit one of the best wedges I think I've ever hit in my life. Just a little hold up fade, stopped it right by the pin, and it was a gimme. So a little birdie there on 16, which I was very, very excited about. So I was playing individually, obviously keeping my card, but there was a match as well. It was me and Ross versus Charlie and Ali, and basically Ross here had a chance to seal off the match if he could get a birdie. And you can see here there's a little bit of a tug just to the left of the green. You can see Charlie here up against the back wall. He actually did well to get it. But this is the putt that could have ended it from down the slope up onto the plateau. Good night, Pierre.
Looking putt. Get in. Get in. Oh, birdie! That's the game over with. 3 and 2. I've got to be honest, I kind of stopped counting, but everyone says he's 3 and 2, so I believe him. However, now 17-18.
On to 17, and it's hard to explain, but you've got to trust yourself to aim a long way right here. So it's pretty much over the right side of the kind of hut, which is the spa attached to the Old Course Hotel. But to actually commit to that line is incredibly, incredibly difficult. And then if you do pull it slightly, which I did, then there's got the rough weighting along the left side. Charlie here actually pushed his a little bit and ended up perfect.
And the guy's like, that's perfect, that's perfect. It's on the right side of the fairway.
It's crazy, like from that back tee, literally hitting to the right of that. It's, well, just as Ali was saying, literally almost going for one of those balconies. That's pretty unnerving, that, really. That's not the easiest tee shot that I've had today.
It doesn't get any easier either with the more you play it.
Our approach is in here, me and Ali, pretty much in the same spot. I don't want to say I got misclubbed, but yeah, I got misclubbed.
So walking down 17, there's a hotel in the background. And how's it been today, mate?
Fantastic.
Enjoying it?
Oh, it's been brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. I think you get to play the Old Course with yourself. You know, can't get any better than on a Wednesday.
Well, you know, there's a downside to every positive, isn't there, really?
Team Adidas won today.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Powered us through. Oh, this is just, sun stays out for these next few holes as well. That would be absolutely perfect. Pulled up quite a bit short here, actually. Missed clubbed. I think I need to have a word with the caddy, to be honest. Not happy. Furious, in fact.
But we'll let him off because he was so amazing during the rest of the day, was Jamie. You can see here, actually played a little bit of a putt from the front of the 17th. The pin was front right, so the road hole bunker wasn't in play. But it was a very difficult green, very tricky. And certainly when you're on the fairway, one thing which isn't really understandable unless you play it, when the pin is behind that bunker, it literally looks like there's no green. It looks like there's a bunker and you know that the road's beyond. This putt here, a little bit pacey, a little bit lucky to actually hit dead centre and just pop up. But by this point, I was so excited to actually get on that last hole. My heart was actually beating that a little bit faster. Ali here steps up and just drills this driver straight down there, gets a beautiful low kick as well, and actually runs and runs and runs and runs and runs and runs, and we're still watching it go here, and it ends up left side of the green. It was an absolutely fantastic tee shot, and I was nervous here on this tee shot, but I just about managed that this little fade, it pitched bang on line with the pin, and it just kicked a little bit onto the right hand side. It actually ended up about only 10 yards inbound on the right, so it was kind of really running that way, but it's kind of sloped up. Charlie here as well hit an absolute bomb and ended up just in the Valley of Sin, just front left of the green, so we were all pretty excited.
Right, wandering up here and just look, I mean, the most famous picture, the most famous view in golf, you'd say. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else that compares, to be honest, is there really?
Nothing gets close.
Nothing. And
you never tire of it.
No, I mean, you could say the kind of Masters, like, but that's individual holes, like the 12th or something. But that view, that is, it's like, no, it's just, look at it, can't be recreated. Obviously it can be, but not with the same kind of atmosphere. Oh, it's brilliant, it's so cool. In the Valley of Sin, but he's there with his drive.
Go.
Go on, go on! No.
Oh. Break.
And for me, ended up with this putt for a birdie on the 18th. There were some people watching behind. I actually thought I'd left this short, but I've managed to make it drop. And it was so cool. It was so cool. And what we'll do here, we'll just have a look through at some of the stats that I actually took here using my Around Pro. So my putting, I actually lost some strokes, but in some respects, I was kind of quite happy with how I putted because I wasn't holing that many, but I was giving myself lots of chances. They were just slipping by, and certainly on the long putts, I didn't really have too many disasters. I think I only had 1 3-putt, which was pretty good. My driving was excellent, so I gained quite a lot of strokes on the field. And again, finding the fairways put me in such a good position to actually try and get it onto the greens, these ridiculously massive greens. So to sum up, I've got to try and take a little bit of emotion out of it because St Andrews for me is one of the best places in the world because the town, the feel, the history, and the fact it's got so many golf courses there. It really was overawing in many respects. It felt incredible to actually be there, to play. It was the most emotional I'd felt on a course for a while. You know, I actually had butterflies in my stomach teeing off the first, and I felt emotional coming down the last. It's the only way of describing it. From a course point of view, I really, really enjoyed it. It is definitely not the best links course on the open rotor. There's no doubt about that. But it is one of the most interesting. And that in itself is worth the trip to go. Because it is so strange at times and it's got so many idiosyncrasies and all the bunkers have different names and you want to understand the history behind them, and you can do if you ask the right people. It's a once in a lifetime experience, that is for absolute sure. And Ali from St Andrews for Golf, who got me up there, thank you so much. And the competition winners as well, Charlie and Ross, you seem to have a great time, so thank you so much for making the effort to come play with me and just making the day complete. Jamie as well, who's the caddy, what a guy, what an absolute legend. If you are up there and you are playing, make sure you ask for him. So guys, thank you so much for watching this course vlog series. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you enjoyed this format as well. I tried to do something a wee bit different, so hopefully it came out okay. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Follow me on my other social media platforms as well, and we'll see you down here next time.